Hello everybody, and welcome back to XCOM Enemy Within. In the last episode, we unlocked the achievement, Tables Turned, Happy to Oblige, and we also unlocked Up and Running. Now, of course, we will continue with episode 3. We start our episode off by scanning.
Excavation complete.
Alright, we complete excavation of an area, and we also complete our research of experimental warfare. So, we get Reaper rounds from this. Reaper rounds are experimental ballistics that crit on anything that give your units a higher crit chance. However, they only work with ballistic weaponry. The Phoenix Cannon. It's a cannon for aircraft. Flashbang grenade, self-explanatory. And now, I'm gonna research alien nav computer.
We've assembled everything we need to capture and house an alien for interrogation, Commander. The rest is up to our forces on the ground.
Yes it is. Now, sadly, we need a power generator. There's a satellite uplink being built over there, so I'm gonna build a power generator. It'll let me. And I'm also going to build 2 Phoenix cannons and a satellite. This will be done long after uplink facility is, so it'll work out, hopefully. We go back to scanning.
Contact detected.
Alright, we have a UFO. Let's take him down. Now, we get more loot from UFOs that have landed rather than UFOs that have crashed. Now, on our assault, I'm going to equip the arc thrower. An argument could be made for a nanofiber vest, however, he's going to be the closest to the aliens most of the time, so he should equip the arc thrower. He can best make use of it. Past that, everything will remain as it was. With, of course, ooh, what the hell? You'll forgive me for that. My game just force-tabbed out for some reason. Now, of course, we're going to have Corporal Murray as squad leader. The operative in this position will take the role of squad leader. This is useful for one thing, and that you will get through the officer training school, and we will later.
Dropship has arrived.
Right.
Get ready to deploy. Our AO is within the continental United States. Reports indicate the UFO set down in a sparsely populated area. We need to stay sharp and eliminate the invaders.
The UFO set down also right next to our base, which is worrying, to say the least.
HQ, this is Big Sky. We are in position and awaiting further orders.
Roger that, Big Sky. Strike 1, you are green to deploy. Approach with extreme caution. Current enemy status at the site is unknown.
Jeff Murray is going to move up to full cover over here. And we immediately find 3 sectoids, our meld canister with 4 turns left, and the alien ship. I'm going to move Dawn Hamilton dashing up. I'm going to have Dawn Hamilton dash up to full cover. our our bleh, our assault is gonna move all the way up to here. If things go well, we should hopefully be able to capture one of them, but for now... Ooh. We miss off of a 83 to hit, I believe it was. So, let's hope Murray doesn't disappoint us. He does not, killing one of the sectoids with a critical. Oop, we have a holy warrior, I believe it is, though that terminology might have come from XCOM 2. Either way, that's what I call them. Looks like we have awakened our...
That alien is unusually human in its appearance. They could be using it as an infiltration unit of some kind. I'd recommend capturing it for further analysis.
Right, as we saw in the cutscene last episode, those are a type of alien called Thin Men. They are apparently used for some sort of infiltration. We will have to see what their true purpose is. However, that's probably slightly later. For now, we have aliens that are in desperate need of a good piece of lead or some important part of them. Alright, our sniper misses off of 45 to hit. Unfortunate, but not the end of the world.
Visual on the goods.
Our assault is moving into arc thrower range, 70 to hit.
Aye, aye.
That's it. Now we can begin preparing for the interrogation.
We unlock the achievement Prisoner of War for capturing a sectoid or any other alien alive. Alright, the Thin Men come out to play. And spit poison at our assault. Second one takes a shot, which thankfully goes wide. And the third, but final one, takes a shot, which sadly connects. Right, I'm gonna move our support, Murray, up to here, where he can hopefully have a better shot at one of the Thin Men. At the very least, we'll be in full cover. Now I'm gonna have our assault move up to here, which reveals another group of sectoids. We're biting off a good handful of enemies.
For the alien craft. I could only hazard a guess as to the amount of power it would have to be generating to propel that ship. I'd watch your fire down there. That equipment could be highly unstable.
Hey, alright, as the doctor says, that we encounter an alien power source, which is highly explosive. We're going to collect the meld and attempt to stun this Thin Man.
Say goodnight.
Our attempt is successful, luckily. However, that uses the entirety of our assault's turn. I'm gonna move Andre Alonso up into a position where he can hopefully fire his rocket. However, he can't hit anything of use. So I'm simply going to move him up a bit further. Right. Sadly, our support does not have a better shot, so we're simply gonna throw our smoke. If there was ever a time to use it, it would be now. And our sharpshooter is gonna move up to there. And reload for rifle. Unfortunately, our support takes a shot from a Thin Man. A The second thin man takes a shot at our sharpshooter, which thankfully misses. The sectoids use Holy Warrior. And it is back to our turn. So, gonna move my support up into full cover around the meld, which grants him a shot at this thing that I forgot the name of. It's going to heal our assault,
Good as new.
which cures him of his poison. He, however, sadly cannot take a shot. Our sharpshooter is going to take a shot at the thin man, that one, the thin man slightly closer to the back. Which hits and causes a burst of poison.
Going in for the kill.
I'm going to use running gun on our assault to move in over here, which grants him vision on loads of aliens. Most importantly, this one, the one buffing another sectoid. As you have probably seen throughout this series, if we kill one, the other falls. Our shot lands, and both sectoids are down. Now, sadly, I believe the best way of taking down both of these enemies is with a explosive. Now, this will give us no weapon fragments, but I believe it will be worth it. I'm gonna get rid of this thin man.
Frag out.
Now, one of the sectoids goes on Overwatch. Admittedly, it was a sectoid I had forgotten about.
Heading to that location.
Andre Alonso moves up to hopefully get a better shot. He does, or she does. And with the 78, kills the outsider. Now, our assault here is the only person who I really want to challenge this sectoid's Overwatch. He does not have I do not believe he has Shadow Walker. However, at a few hit points for the end of the mission is a sacrifice that I am more than willing to make.
On the move.
It appears he did not have the ability to let him walk clean through Overwatch. However, it does not matter because the shot misses. He kills the sectoid off at 98, and mission complete. With that, Squaddy Andrea Alonso is promoted to Corporal, and with that we either get Bullet Swarm or Holo Targeting. Now, Bullet Swarm means that the primary weapon no longer takes a turn if it is fired on the first action, which means that, assuming we do not move, or we are given a bonus action, we can fire our gun twice. Or we have Holo Targeting, which means that any shot, hit or miss, on the other enemy will result in a +10 aim for the next ally to shoot them. I am going to go for Bullet Swarm. However,
I know it wasn't easy, but this could really be a turning point in our research. Not only can we interrogate the subject, but bringing an alien back alive provides us with a much better understanding of their physiology. Impressive work indeed. Preparations in the containment facility are well underway.
We have medals available in the barracks, Commander, if you feel any soldiers merit an award.
Right, we are going to unequip the avalanche missiles and replace them with the Phoenix cannon. A much more effective weapon, and I'm going to wait a day before the other Raven gains a similar advantage. Right, now 17, we go back to scanning with our power generator at 2 days. I have sadly not given any thought to the metals. However, if we look at the memorial, we have 1 operative down. They will not be the first, or they were the first, but I do not believe they will be the last. Right. I'm going to give +5 defense while on cover. While the +5 aim is nice, we are hoping to not kill any of our soldiers, so +5 defense is what we're going to go for. Now, we have the ability to name this medal. I will have to think of a nice, witty name between episodes, but for now, we have a medal, but I do not believe we have anyone to award it to quite yet. Right. With that, we go back to scanning. We have an
Commander,
abduction
we have
site.
multiple reports of new abductions in progress. The locations are marked on the hologlobe.
Our options are soldier, scientist, or engineers. Now, none of the panic around here is too high, but the highest is in France. While we do not need the support, I think that they're also pretty close to backing out of the project, and that would be disastrous. So, we're going to go for them. Right. So, support gets the medkit. Heavy keeps grenade. Sniper keeps their scope. However, this support gets a nanofiber vest. Right. With Squaddy Hamilton as the squad leader, we start our next mission.
Prepare for deployment, Strike 1.
France is sending an urgent mission request.
Central, Big Sky in position on approach of the abduction site. Strike 1 is awaiting drop clearance.
Copy that, Big Sky. Strike 1 is cleared to engage hostile targets. Watch your backs out there, people.
Right, we are moving Andrea Alonso up to full cover next to the door. Opening it up. See nothing, so full cover in this TV area. We're moving Taylor Saturn over to here. He, however, does not find anything, so he simply overwatches. Jessica Hughes is going to move into half cover next to the plant plot and find some sectoids. We currently don't have anyone to deal with this besides our sniper Hamilton, who has a 65 on one of the sectoids. Alright, one of the sectoids is gone, which stops them from being able to Holy Warrior.
They're trying to pull back.
Sadly they take a shot, but luckily that shot
Moving.
He's dead.
Alright, first sectoid encounter goes well. With that, Andrea moves up over
10
here.
more.
Steve moves up over here, where he finds a milk canister. We're not going to go for it this turn, as there is almost a guarantee that there will be more than one alien guarding it. Don Hamilton is going to move up to have cover behind the post boxes. And our turn ends. Right. Steve is going to move up to hopefully acquire the meld. We don't see any aliens, so he overwatches. Jessica Hughes moves up to there. And our sniper moves up to full cover next to the meld.
Do this. On my way.
You hear that?
If I had to hazard a guess, based on its profile, I'd say the alien developed this unit with the intention of tracking and isolating single targets. It appears to have a sophisticated evasion system as well.
Perhaps we should try to avoid those tentacles.
Right. So, sadly, the only thing we could do is switch our sharpshooter over to her pistol. Move her down. Move Andrea Alonso over to here.
Sight, to say the least. It's hard to differentiate where the organic material ends and the machine begins.
It's not going to win any beauty contests, that's for sure.
Moving out.
I'm on the move.
I'm on the move.
Luckily, when it pops up, we get a reaction shot. It goes for the strangled. For the strangle, which is not lucky. That thing takes a shot and kills Andrea, which is unfortunate. However, there is nothing we can do about that. So, we have our sharpshooter take a 90 to hit on that thing, which unlocks the achievement, taking a load off. So, Hughes has a 1% to hit, which we are not going to take, and instead we are going to smoke. And then with Steve Taylor, we are going to take a 57 to hit on them, which I do not believe will hit, but it's better than nothing. Right, we hit for 3, not instead of the required 4. It moves up and suppresses our operative. Now, Dawn Hamilton can take a pistol shot at it for 87. Which kills the alien now deemed floater. We are going to reload with Steve Taylor. And Jessica Hughes is going to go on Overwatch. Alright, it looks like both the floaters are not too big fans of Miss Hughes. So, we are going to hopefully kill the floater off first. We hit it for 2 instead of the required 4. Now we are going to take an 83 to hit on the second floater. we do the 1 instead of the required 2.
They're falling back.
Does 6 damage to Steve. And we are going to finish it off with a pistol shot. Which hits and gets stuck in the wall. A very pleasant fate, but at the very least, it was a fate granted to our enemy rather than us. We only do 2 damage to the new cloaking enemy. However, with a 23 to hit, this most likely will not hit. However, there is no harm in trying. Alright, predictably our shot goes wide. And this new creature moves over here, and then behind a car. Dawn Hamilton's gonna move up, 55 to hit on the pistol. There's no way this is going to kill, however, there, again, is no harm in trying. Our shot goes wide, which is unfortunate, but far from the end of the world.
Come on, you'll be back in the fight ASAP.
We heal up Miss Hughes. He moves up into full cover. Takes a 40 to hit on this new enemy. Our shot goes wide, which is unfortunate. And it goes into stealth mode. Now that I have learned from my mistakes, I'm going to put everyone on Overwatch for when it inevitably reappears. Sadly, it appears as though the second meld canister was lost. And now Miss Dawn is being strangled. 87 to hit. Kills the enemy. Sadly, it appears as though that was not our last enemy.
Copy that.
Which means with a severely weakened squad, we have to keep moving. Miss Hamilton is going to Overwatch. And now we wait. I'll admit, I am very tempted to simply end the mission here, cut our losses, so to speak. However, if we do that, it will not end. The XCOM project may end prematurely. So, Steve is gonna hunker down,
Aye, aye.
and Hughes is going to move up. Miss Hamilton is going to reload.
Killing time. What's making that noise?
And it looks like our last group of aliens is going to be over here. So, with our meld container gone, we are going to move up slowly and steadily, as we have no time constraint to speak of.
Time to motor.
Roger, Dodger.
Steve moves up into full cover. And it looks like our last group of enemies, or sounds like rather, our last group of enemies is going to be a group of floaters.
Good to go.
Hamilton is going to hunker down, and Mr. Steve is going to Overwatch.
There's something out there.
It appears as though I was wrong, and that would not be our last group of enemies for today. So,
Roger. Tracking.
Jessica Hughes moves up to the door, opens it, finds nothing, and moves up slightly further.
Solid
Miss
copy.
Hamilton moves up. And moves down. Mr. Steve moves up to there. Goes on Overwatch and heals himself. So, with that, Miss Hughes opens up the door, finds no enemies,
Roger that.
moves up further, still finds no enemies. So, she moves back inside, and Mr. Steve Taylor moves up to full cover on the roof.
That's affirmative.
Well, I suppose this is America, so they must be used to the gun shots. So, if there aren't any enemies over here, we will at least get the height advantage on them on the next group of enemies we come across.
What was that?
Right, sadly, I cannot recognize enemies in this game off the sound, but that was some disturbing garbling. So, either we are going to encounter our very first chrysalid on this mission, or
Moving to position.
floaters really need something to deal with congestion.
Roger that.
Steve Taylor moves up a bit further, and overwatches. Miss Hamilton overwatches with her pistol. Alright, it appears as though my initial conclusion was correct. We are fighting against
That's affirmative.
floaters. Steve moves up into a position where we could take a shot at them. One of them overwatches, and we have 91 to hit on one of them. Our first shot takes down one.
Headed there now.
Miss Hughes moves up and overwatches. Alright. She takes a reaction shot, which goes wide.
Damn it. That's it. I'm out.
Miss Hamilton takes a shot, which hits, sadly, for one of two possible damage.
They're moving to flank me.
Sadly, Sergeant Taylor dies, which means that Miss Hamilton can take a 63% shot, which takes down the floater.
All mission objectives completed.
2 operatives lost, 1 of 2 canisters gathered. Overall, a terrible mission.
No one was expecting this. They were some of our best. I wish there was more we could have done.
Alright, so we have either snapshot or squad sight. I'm going to go for squad sight because I have played enough XCOM 2 to know that squad sight is awesome. Alright, luckily we have a sergeant to replace our lost sergeant.
Remember, we will be watching.
Again, I wish it did not have to come to that, but
We haven't found
we are.
suitable replacements yet. We need to start hiring additional soldiers through the barracks.
Alright, we have a new field medic in the shape of Gilbert, nicknamed Congo. And with that, we have a spare defender medal to assign. I am going to go with this one. Award this medal to our new, hopefully, very permanent Sergeant Support, Congo. Alright. And with that, we go back to scanning.
Power generator complete.
It seems like before we could even think about scanning, we are interrupted
That
by
hulk
the...
of flesh and metal troubles me. What do we risk with our own investigations into the melding of human and machine? Will we see a line in the sand and refuse to cross it? Or will we move forward, willing to sacrifice everything for the sake of total victory? I have to believe that is not our future, provided, of course, that the aliens' technology remains in the right hands.
Right. Sadly, I was foolish. Buildings in this game can give a adjacency bonus. Now then, I'm going to have to cancel this satellite uplink in this alien containment. Place our satellite uplink right here. And our alien containment right here. Now, I wish I had noticed this before we were so far along, but it is what it is. At least I realized it at some point.
Commander, we're receiving a transmission from the Council. Coming on screen.
Right. So, we are given the Council mission Portent.
Excellent. We look forward to seeing your progress.
Sadly, we have no one but rookies on this mission. But, hopefully, with their good work in this, we will have even more
If
capable
you're planning to bring one
operatives.
of those things back here with the arc thrower, Commander, we're going to need a containment facility to house it in first.
Sadly, my collection of those two other aliens may well be wasted, given the fact that we do not have a containment facility in which to store them. I hope that is not the case, however, it is very possibly the case.
France is sending an urgent mission request.
And with that, I start what I
There's been
we start what I
widespread
believe is the very
speculation
first
about
council
this
mission.
ambush on a French
game.
military convoy, but we don't have much to go on. Our primary concern is the Council intel report indicating alien activity in the area. We need to secure the site and look for some clue as to what happened here. New objective received.
You're sending rookie Alice Gray dashing up to the roof. Where he sees nothing. Going to send Sebastian Simon to that full cover,
Enemy troops.
where we spot a thin man. No, I do not know how to say that. At all, I cannot even guess, so I'm going to say our fourth rookie moves to Overwatch. Somehow, they fire on our operative from behind full cover and hit. Our operative now moves up into a slightly safer position to get healed by Gilbert.
Good as new.
Healed back up to full health. This will still result in a wound at the end of the mission, because wounds are not based off of how much damage you have at the end of the mission. They are based off of how much you take throughout it.
It's go time.
Right, we stumble onto the next thin man, who we can luckily take a shot at, or we could take a shot at the one behind full cover. I am going to do that. Right, we hit. Sadly, we do not do the required amount of damage. A phrase that is becoming all too common around here. Right, with a successful poison spit on our operative, we are likely going to move Miss Gray down into the room. With that hit, we are even more likely to do so. So we move Miss Gray down below into half cover, where she overwatches. Mr. Gilbert moves up to there, where he can heal her,
Don't move. You'll be fine.
which cures the poison. Now, our fourth rookie moves up to there, where they can hopefully flank a Thin Man. They, however, cannot, and will take a shot to hopefully finish off the first Thin Man. Our shot goes wide, unfortunate, but not entirely unpredicted. Alright, we move Sebastian up to there. There he opens the door and goes on Overwatch.
They've got me locked down.
Sadly, the Thin Man suppresses one, the other one moves into our line of reaction fire, which sadly misses. Luckily, he moves into range of a second reaction shot, which sadly also misses.
They're moving to flank me.
Moving to position. Good to go.
Which does 2 of the 3 required damage to kill that Thin Man. We are from this position, our fourth rookie can flank the Thin Man with a 76 to hit. Which not only hits, but hits for a critical, killing the sectoid, or not the sectoid, the Thin Man, by 4 extra points. Alright, we barely survived the first encounter, so I shudder to think at all the next. Luckily that room was empty, which we could have seen based off of, you know,
Location confirmed.
looking in the giant hole in the wall. We move up to the roof, where we find nothing. Miss Gray is going to move over there. And Mr. Sebastian moves into half cover.
Those bodies don't look like they've been hit by alien weapons fire. These men were killed by conventional bullets.
With that, Central reveals that we might have some traitors in our midst. Not in XCOM, but to the entirety of the human race. Our fourth rookie, up on the roof, moves up into half cover, where they spot nothing, and Overwatch. Now, Miss Gray moves up into full cover behind a cash register.
Enemy spotted.
Sensors still indicate life signs in the area, Commander. We have a new objective.
And we find a sectoid as well as a survivor. Alright. We have the chance to kill this thin man with 56. However, not with our pistol, with our rifle. Which gives us a 56 as well. Sadly goes wide, which may result in some of our operatives taking damage.
Incoming fire.
Or it would have if that thin man had not missed.
I'm on it, Commander. Will do. I got a visual.
Sadly, as we move Miss Grave into full cover, we encounter another group of
Flank us.
thin men. So we move further into cover, and we try, and we have Mr. Gilbert move up into half cover, where he can hopefully take a shot at that thin man. 57 to hit. I believe in you, Gilbert. Alright, it looks like my belief was not at all misplaced. We not only do we hit the thin man, we kill them off of one shot. A very rare occurrence, apparently.
They're moving to flank me.
Right, the thin man bursts.
Commander, looks like there's still someone alive over there. If we can bring them in for questioning, maybe we can figure out what happened here.
Right, we will do that all in due time. First, we are going to move Miss Gray up into cover, where she has a 77 to hit that thin man. She hits, however, does, as I have said many, many times, 2 of the required 3 damage. Alright, we have a 88 to hit, or an 80 to hit. And we kill the thin man. So I'm going to move Gilbert up in order to heal up Miss Gray.
You're good to go.
This mission will most likely result in a very serious wound on Miss Gray. However, nothing some bed rest won't fix. Hopefully. So, Mr. Gilbert moves up into half cover to approach the survivor, staying on Overwatch all the way. Our 4th rookie moves up on the roof into half cover and overwatches. Miss Gray moves up, and Mr. Sebastian also moves up. All of us are on Overwatch, mind.
We should try to reach that survivor if we're going to get to the bottom of this.
Alright, Central, and we are doing that on this turn.
Might as well leave me here. I have nothing to say to you people.
It looks like he's the only witness to survive this fight. And for all we know, he was one of the aggressors. We need to bring him in, whether he likes it or not. Objectives
Right,
updated.
so
Aye, aye, Commander.
So, we now, with the civilian in tow, we must bring him back to Big Sky, or the Sky Ranger as it is more commonly known.
Commander, we're picking up new contacts moving into the AO.
Alright, two new thin men drop into the AO. One is almost hit by a reaction shot, however, is sadly missed. Mr. Sebastian moves up into full cover over here, where he has a shot on the thin man. Not a very good shot, but a shot nonetheless. Almost shot connects and kills the Thin Man.
This is only the beginning. It's only a matter of...
Got it.
Moving to position. Good to go. Got it.
Moving out.
You're nothing but a bunch of puppets.
On the move.
We are going to move our 4th rookie up into full cover.
We're green to go.
Mr. Sebastian reloads his weapon. And Miss Gray moves up next to the survivor and goes on to
Heads
Overwatch.
up out there. We've got hostiles on the move.
And on this turn, a Thin Man and a Sectoid drop down. Our first shot is Mr. Gilbert against the Sectoid, 76 to hit. It hits and kills, luckily. Our 4th rookie is going to stay on the ground and move up to there and Overwatch. The Thin Man sadly gets a reaction shot. However, it does not kill, it only wounds. Our 4th rookie has a 55 to hit on said Thin Man, which not only hits, it kills. With that, Miss Gray moves up into full cover, and our survivor moves up into full cover. Mr. Sebastian moves up into
Understood.
half cover.
Moving out.
And Mr. Gilbert moves up into full cover over there. It appears as though we could all get on the Sky Ranger if next turn. So we are going to move up a little bit closer with everybody.
What are you trying to prove?
And move them into full cover. Now we can, as I said earlier, we can most likely get to the Sky Ranger. If not on this turn, then on the next turn. So let's move everyone closer. I have and Overwatch with as many as possible.
Strike one. We've got hostile contacts moving on your position.
A Thin Man drops in.
It's killing time.
And it appears like our 4th rookie has a shot. However, we can also try and dash almost everybody except Mr. Sebastian onto the ship. Now Mr. Sebastian is going to move into full cover right here. Overwatch. Our 4th rookie is going to move into full cover right there, which triggers a reaction shot, which luckily misses. If that had hit, I realize now, it very well could have killed our rookie. Luckily, it didn't, and we have the opportunity to not only hit that sectoid, but kill them.
Moving out.
Alright, Miss Gray moves up and overwatches. The survivor dashes all the way onto the evac zone. And with that, we end the mission. Luckily, the rest of our operatives did not need to get onto the evac zone. However, they very easily could have. Alright, Mr. Gilbert is promoted and allows revive or suppression. I am building up Mr. Gilbert to be our medic, so we are going for revive. Our fourth rookie becomes a sniper. Miss Gray becomes a support. And Sebastian becomes an assault. And another urban combat medal is awarded to us.
Be in touch, Commander.
And with that, I believe we come to the end of our third episode. It was an hour-long one, so I do hope you enjoyed. If you did, do all the usual stuff. As you can see, we have our last bit of panic. We have our bits of panic, and
New engineers arrived this morning,
this is
Commander.
how everything is
We're
moving
always glad
along.
to have more help down here.
This episode, we gained a few engineers. We sadly lost more than a few of our soldiers, namely Andrea Alonso and rookie Julie Alerts. So, that is all the time we have. I hope you enjoyed this almost hour-long episode, and I will see you all in the next one. Have a good one. This has been Skavi.